Welcome. Good to have you with us. So you are pretty bullish. Did you hear anything in what Melissa said that you want to take issue with or agree with?
Hi, Tyler. Well, I want to pick up on something Melissa said, which is experiences. It really is about that experience economy, about going back to the store, about getting people, touching the items, but not just that. If you look at the decoration, if you look at what's happening on the retail front, they really are focused on the consumer experience. And consumers are looking for that experience, that memory that they have of shopping for the holiday season and getting out there and shopping like that again.
How would you assess consumer spirits, those animal spirits, consumer sentiment? Good, okay, poor, what?
I think there's a tension there, Tyler. When you think about what's happening in the world today, there's a lot of things to be concerned about. There's a lot of, concerns about higher inflation and the impact that it has on the allocation of what people are spending. But at the end of the day, there still is a very healthy labor market, a lot of employed people getting paid a lot more than they had been getting paid. So you see that wage increase, which is driving consumer spending. So people employed and people getting paid means that people are going to be spending.
Department store sales, people have been talking about the death of the department store for years. I happen to like department stores. I like the experience. I think they take me back to my childhood when I would go with my mom. What is explaining their sort of durability, let's put it that way?
Well, I think it's an evolution, right? Like any business that gets challenged at certain points in time, they have to evolve, and they have been evolving. They've been evolving into multi-channel. They've been evolving to become more department stores by nature, right? Trying to embed some of those big brands into their stores so that they can attract certain customers and then push them into other products. That's really what department stores were all about, and that's really where the focus has been.
We had a guest on, I believe it was yesterday on Power Lunch, who said that the levels of balances that are being carried on credit cards have been rising lately. Does that match what you are seeing? Obviously, you're Mastercard's chief economist, so you should know, if anybody should know, whether balances are rising. And does that then have, in any sense, a depressing effect or a slowing effect as consumers realize, hey, I'm carrying a bigger balance than I thought I should?
Well, I think, it's public data that we look at for that. So that's that data on consumer debt or how they're evolving, right? As consumers buy more homes, they take on more debt. And as we typically come out of an economic cycle, we typically see a greater rotation into credit versus debit spending. During this economic cycle, it's probably unlike any other, where we see stronger consumer spending on credit as people both build confidence in their ability to repay that credit, as well as rebalance their own checkbooks and try to think about how they're going to afford to maintain the lifestyle that they're looking for. So we're seeing a lot of that rotation, not just in the way people are paying, but also what they're buying. And so if you think about what consumers are doing, they're trading down product, trading down brand, thinking about how they're going to afford that. And that really gets us back to Black Friday and how people are going to be looking for that opportunity.